And so what Einstein did was came up with a theory, an explanation that kind of would include these anomalous phenomena, okay? Whereas Newton's did not include them, Einstein came up with a broader explanation that included the phenomena that Newton's theory accounted for, and also this anomalous phenomena. Okay, it's an explanation. Okay. So in the same way, that's what Macready's doing here. He's observed some phenomena, and he's offering an explanation of it. Okay. He's kind of saying, well, there goes Norris's head running away, trying to escape. Therefore, not necessarily therefore, but, he says, there goes Norris's head trying to run away. I explain this then he explains this by a hypothesis. Every part of the thing tries to protect itself, is a living thing unto itself, or whatever Macready says, and will try to protect itself. So this is how he gets to his this is his explanation, right? So in terms of explanandum and explanans, the explanandum is Norris's head running away. That's explained by the explanans, which is every part of the thing will try to protect itself, is an entity unto itself, is a creature unto itself that will try to survive. Okay? Now, does he know this? I mean, at some level, in the same way that Newton, people thought Newton had found the absolute truth of the universe, when in fact he didn't. The same way, now we've learned our lesson by now, and you're like, well, Einstein seems to have a better theory, but we don't actually know that his theory is really right either. So in the same way, Macready's explanation has a similar kind of truth to it, it's an explanation. But the thing about it is that it's an explanation, but he uses that evidence. I mean, you could think about it as a sub-argument for this first premise here, that if Cooper is the thing, then his blood should crawl away from a hot needle. We could rephrase this first premise here as, if someone is the thing, then their blood, or then every part of them will try to protect itself. Every part of them is an entity, is a creature that will try to protect itself and try to survive. Okay. It could be so that evidence we saw could be a sub-argument for this premise. Norris's head ran away. So you could think of, maybe something like this: Norris's head ran away. Therefore, it wouldn't make sense to just say this. Norris's head ran away, or Norris's head tried to escape. Therefore, if someone is the thing, then every part of their body will try to survive at all costs, or something like that. That's certainly inductive, right? That's certainly inductive. Going from, let's see if I did that somewhere. I think I might have standardized it like that. Yeah. So if you look at this here, Norris's head busted off, sprouted legs, and attempted to escape. Therefore, every part of the thing will try to protect itself. Okay, that's somewhat similar to what I just said. But let's see. I don't even think that's what I don't even think that's what I was trying to say. I was trying to say that Norris's head tried to escape. Therefore, and Macready's saying this gave him the idea that every part of the thing is a creature with its own desire to survive. Okay. Which is what I wrote there. Okay. So the thing about this is, I just described this. I just described this the same thing as both an explanation and an argument. Okay. So, it's not exactly clear. It's not exactly clear, at least from the book, what should be done in this case. At some level, it seems pretty uncontroversially an explanation. Okay. There's an pretty uncontroversial explanandum that the head ran away, tried to protect itself, and the explanans is the explanation of that phenomena. But then we kind of want to say, but that that the fact that Norris's head ran away is also. It also seems to be reason to think that every part of the thing will try to protect itself. So what it looks like is really like that they're flipped around, right? This is what the premise is, and this is the sub-argument. This is kind of the sub-argument. The premise here is the explanandum here. Okay? And the conclusion is the explanans. They're kind of flipped around. Because in the book they talk about how explanans or explanations can kind of appear to be arguments, that they kind of have the same form of kind of giving reasons to believe something. But what we see here is that there's kind of a disanalogy between them, because, at least in this case, the analogy is not between the explanandum or between the reasons and the explanans, but they actually seem to be flipped around. That the explanandum is kind of analogous to a premise, and the explanans is kind of analogous to the conclusion. Well, think about that. That's it's come up a few times for me, and I don't know if or look out for it at least. Try flipping around a premise or an explanans and an explanandum and see if it works as an argument. But anyways, there's one other thing I wanted to point out here. That another way to think about what Macready has said is, Macready's observed this head running away, and he says, every part of the thing will try to protect itself. Or another way to say that is, if someone's the thing, then every part will try to protect itself. Norris's head tried to protect itself, therefore Norris is the thing.